For me, healing feels like dancing butt ass naked in a mirror and then crying 2 minutes later. Damn, I experienced this one time and I was like, damn, another one. Damn, another one. Imagine going through it multiple times. And sometimes it do be like that. Healing is coming back to yourself. That's what the fuck it is. Yeah. Putting the pieces back together, baby. So I wanted to do a video on healing and just like the healing journey in general. Hopefully a couple people will resonate with this video, and hopefully it'll help you in ways that it helped me. So essentially what I'm going to be talking about in this video is healing, what it looks like, what it feels like, kind of how the journey works, and yeah, just the process of healing that I went through. And yeah, first I want to talk about like what I did to heal, like my childhood trauma and just like a lot of like mental limitations I've experienced. I started with shadow work, and before I even get into that, like I just want to make it clear that childhood trauma can be anything, because as children we're not logical. As a child, like you're not thinking, oh, mommy can't spend enough like that much time with me as she did yesterday because she's tired and she just got off of work. You just see it as, oh, mommy is not spending time with me. Is it something I did wrong? Maybe da. Maybe I can't learn to trust people because they're inconsistent. And yeah, so as children we're not really logical, so really anything can affect you, and yeah, you carry that with you. I also learned that emotions are stored in the body until they're released, felt or released. So yeah, you actually carry that with you. Anyway, so what I did to heal, I started with shadow work. I did shadow work and I'm still doing shadow work till this day. Shadow work, for those of you guys who don't know, was just like basically just writing prompts, is bringing awareness to the unconscious parts of yourself. They call it the shadow self. That's why it's called shadow work. Now, I wouldn't really consider myself an expert, so I'm not going to go into too much details about, for me. I'm just speaking from my experiences. So I started with shadow work, and I spent a good year and a half. I started 2022, like September, October 2022, and it's now what, April 2024. It started bringing awareness to the parts of myself that I wasn't really conscious of, or I didn't really understand. For me, I never used to like feel my emotions. I never used to acknowledge my emotions. I used to just numb it and go on an adventure. Like, adventure was my escapism, so I guess that was the way I coped, by escapism. But in spending time and doing shadow work and just really learning those behaviors and learning why I wanted to escape and shit like that, that's kind of how I worked on my healing journey. What the healing looked like for me, it looked like a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of releasing, a lot of shadow work, a lot of spending time with myself. Like, I stopped trying to escape everything, and yeah, I really just spent a lot of time with myself and being there for myself. We're gonna read my journal prompt, and it's on my phone because I took a picture of it, because I already brought my laptop and my other journal out here, and I didn't want to carry like a heavy ass bag, even though it was already heavy. But so here's what I wrote in my journal prompt. Yesterday morning and the night before that, I found myself questioning if I spent all this time healing and getting rid of my old story, why/what attracted the situation. It was a situation I experienced dealing with like a romantic connection, and I was just kind of like confused as to how I attracted that situation to myself, like attracted that situation if I spent all this time healing and clearing out my old story. And for me, it was kind of just like confusing, because it was kind of confusing because I didn't know like what attracted it. And that's another lesson I also learned too. It's kind of like a catch-22 when it comes to healing, because it's like, for me at least, I'm always like, here, I feel like this is what's leading to my difficulty with explaining it. I'm gonna just straight up speak from my experience. So if it resonates, it resonates, but I'm not gonna try to like coach anybody. Yeah, so for me, I feel like I kind of started getting into this like thought pattern where it was kind of, I don't want to say toxic, but for lack of a better word, I use toxic. So I started developing like a slight toxic relationship with healing, because I'm so big on as within, so without. So it's like every time like an external situation happens, or like something happens on the external, I would start thinking to myself like, oh my gosh, what did I do to attract that? Like, and I would start like over analyzing myself, trying to break it down and dissect myself and trying to figure out which part of me attracted this. And I feel like at that point I started getting into like, that's why I would say like I would consider it a little bit toxic, to be honest, because I had to realize that honestly sometimes shit happens. Like sometimes shit happens. Sometimes people treat you poorly. Sometimes, yeah. And I don't always have to like every situation I experience that brings out like heavier emotions. It doesn't have to make for me to have to like dissect myself and figure out what I did wrong. Sometimes you could just like feel your emotions and let that shit go, and just be like, let me put the camera up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, sometimes you just feel that shit and let that shit go and just be like, okay, well, I don't know what attracted this situation. I don't know what happened, but fuck it. Anyways, I just had to go on a little side note. But yeah, let me finish reading this journal prompt. So yeah, in the shower I received that healing isn't just a magic room that makes everything rainbows and sunshines forever. Healing doesn't magically make every situation perfect. Healing allows you to be more equipped in how you choose to handle said situations when they do arise. It brings awareness to why you want to react and why you want to react the way you do and why you feel the way you do. It gives you the choice to choose what approach you want to take rather than being controlled. Hold on, y'all, the sun. And I took this thing a little. It gives you the choice to choose what approach you want to take rather than being controlled by your habits, learned behaviors, perceptions, and feelings. Healing allows you to be more conscious about the actions you take. So it's not to say that I won't find myself in uncomfortable / difficult situations. But what I've done is expanded my awareness and options when I do find myself in those situations. So yeah, let me dissect that a little more. I just expected like, yeah, I'm gonna heal and then life is gonna get great. Like I'm never gonna experience a situation like this again, da da da. And that's just not the case. Like healing is, first of all, healing is a rest of your life journey. Like you're always gonna heal. You're always gonna be healing. There's always something for you to heal from. There's always something for you to heal. And that's just that on that. You feel me? But yeah, like it doesn't just make everything go away. It just allows you to be, like I said, it just allows you to be more conscious and aware of how you choose to show up in those situations, how you choose to react in those situations, and why you want to react the way you do. What healing did for me is I created a safe space within myself, and whenever I do experience like heavier emotions or situations that are a little like difficult, I don't have like that urge to escape or like push it down or numb the situation, because I've really created like a super safe space within myself, a loving space within myself. So it's like I allow myself to feel my emotions. I allow myself to I validate my emotions, because emotions don't need justification. And learning that was such a huge thing. You feel me? Like, and emotions are really just meant to be felt. Your emotions just want to be felt, and I promise you, like after that, they go away. It could take a couple of days, but that's how you like release your emotions. They're just energy in motion. You feel me? And learning that was such a huge thing for me, because I used to numb my emotions. How I see it is like me on a beach, and it's like my higher self, and then it's whatever version of myself that is experiencing those emotions. And I just like picture my higher self kind of comforting my, we'll say like, for example, if it's in my inner child who's feeling triggered, yeah, I'll just like be crying into the arms of my higher self, and just be super validated. Like I really validate myself and my emotions. So that has been really helpful for me. And then there's also something else I wanted to talk about when it comes to healing. I learned that healing often requires you to be put in similar situations that trigger past experiences in order for you to feel them. Emotions can be suppressed in the body and often times cannot be released until felt. So sometimes when I be questioning, why am I experiencing this again? It's to trigger those same emotions again. So this time around I can actually feel them and acknowledge them and essentially feel that that pain point in my mind and body, which by the way is only a trigger because it's connected to a past experience, oftentimes painful, that's still suppressed in the body and keeps me in my old story. It's only after I allow myself to acknowledge and in love and validate my emotions is when I can fully heal that part within myself. Healing doesn't feel linear, which can sometimes confuse me, but as I dive deeper, I always realize I'm truly being divinely guided to my most inner being, my higher self, even though it scares the parts of myself that's connected to my old story. How fucking deep is that? And I love, because I feel like my journals is the expression of my most truest self, exactly how I want to articulate myself, exactly how I want to communicate, and yeah, reading it back just be so beautiful. And the fact that I'm even sharing my journal prompts with y'all is cool because yay me. I used to be so, I used to be thugging. Like, to put it like this, I used to be thugging. Like, everybody knew Bunny as like, yo, Bunny a gangster, Bunny a thug. Like, you never see me cry, you never, feel me? Nah, I be crying sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, feel me? It's in me, not on me. But yeah, what made me actually like write that journal prompt, because I was experiencing a similar situation, or like a situation that triggers similar feelings, and it wasn't until I realized that like the only reason why I'm experiencing experiencing these feelings again or something similar again is because I'm being triggered to heal. And I'm only recognizing it from that perspective because I'm working on a healing journey. But for some people who may not recognize it as that, and that's perfectly fine, of course. But for some people who may not like think of it like that, they may be like, oh my gosh, I keep experiencing these feelings, and the second time you experience it, the third time you experience it, it hurts even worse. Like, the first time hurt, and then boom, it become a pain point, right? And then you experience it again, so that's, or not again, but a similar situation, so it will trigger that similar feeling, and then that shit hurt worse, because it's like, damn, you doubled down on that feeling, you feel me? So it's like, damn, I experienced this one time, it was like, damn, another one. Imagine going through it multiple times. And sometimes it do be like that, you feel me? So it's always gonna like hurt worse because it became a trigger. A trigger is only a trigger because it's connected to a past experience, a past painful experience, or a or painful like emotion or memory, whether you're conscious of it or not. And that's what I learned about healing. So, and then another thing I want to touch on with healing is that I mentioned healing is not linear. It's a spiral. The way I look at the spiral is downward because every layer takes me deeper into myself. Every experience is just bringing awareness to another part of yourself that needs healing. And you're never going to fully be healed, at least not in this form. I wonder, like, are the monks fully healed? Like, sometimes I sit back and wonder, like, the monks, you know, like the high yogis, are they fully healed? Probably not. I don't know. Nah, we human, feel me? We're in a human experience, so everybody's gonna experience emotions and shit like that. So another thing I want to touch on that I mentioned early on in the video is you're not a project. You're not a lab experiment, you feel me? Sometimes just allow yourself to just be like, you don't have to. For me, I'm naturally like curious. Like, I naturally want to dissect every situation and like have a better understanding of why, what, how, when, where. And that just comes from my need to like, I'm just a curious being, you feel me? Like, I always want to learn and shit like that, and that's a beautiful thing. But I also have to realize that like, I'm not a project. Every situation does not need to be fully dissected and understood and upperstood and lowerstood. Like, we good, you feel me? Sometimes you just gotta keep pushing. Sometimes people do shitty shit to you, you feel me? Sometimes people treat you poorly. Sometimes situations is just shit just cause it is. But that doesn't take away from the beauty that is life. That doesn't take away from the beauty that is you, the beauty that is me, you feel me? And sometimes, like, man, just keep pushing. Like, this, accept the situation. Oh, that's another thing I'm gonna talk about too. Acceptance is such a big part of healing, y'all. Like, it was mind-blowing, like how grounded you can be, how present you can be, just by simply accepting everything. Say something happened and you're pissed off at it, you feel me, you're pissed off at yourself for letting that shit happen to you. The best thing you can do is accept. Just be like, accept every part of the situation. Like, whew, I feel like clipping this shit on. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, but just like accepting every part of the situation, even accepting the parts of yourself accept the fact that you're mad at yourself. Just be like, I'm mad at myself that I let that happen, and that's okay. I accept that, because multiple realities could exist at the same time. I need some snacks, y'all. I'm hungry. You know, it's when it's like, there's no place I'd rather be. That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm being outside, the weather being nice. Like, life is good, my nigga. Life is good. Alright, give me a second. I'm about to stop tuning y'all ear. But this snack is getting me through right now. Yeah, so I'm learning that two realities can exist at once, and life really isn't black and white. And I was such a black and white person. Like, it's either this or it's this. There's nothing in between, and that's just not true. That's just not how reality works. Like, for me, you could understand that somebody is no longer meant to be in your life. You could be disappointed in the way they treated you, but also at the same time remembering that they were, like, still hold space for the parts of you that exist that did love that person at some point in time. For me, healing feels like dancing butt ass naked in a mirror and then crying 2 minutes later. Sometimes healing looks like ready to conquer the world and feeling like the best, and sometimes like frustrated at certain situations because like I did not deserve that. For me, healing looks like journaling, and healing also looks like doing 100 on the E-way. Whatever like subconscious feelings you have deep down, that's the lens you view the world in, or that's how you show up in the world. As I continue to learn myself and like those unconscious parts of myself, I realized it was in certain situations I would show up and I would be like, well, this situation confirmed that. Your situations or like your perception is always going to confirm the lens that you view life in. So if I had like subconscious feelings of unworthiness, my experiences or my situations is going to reflect that back to me. What really helped me is I did like a meditative practice that I got from the book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. It's towards the end of the book. With the practices I learned from that book, that's what really helped me like get rid of those unconscious feelings, subconscious feelings of unworthiness, and that's why till this day, like I'm learning how to take up space. That's why I said, like, I'm learning how to take up space, because for a long time I had subconscious feelings of unworthiness and I didn't realize like I was smalling myself up. You feel me? Oh, another thing for me, what healing also looks like, it's kind of like outgrowing the norms, outgrowing the ways I relate to the people in my life. That's what it is. I've been outgrowing the way I relate to the people in my life and the ways I want to experience my relationships, my friendships. It's such a beautiful thing to see like where I was before and where I am now. Like, and it's just, healing also allows me to show up more authentically as myself. I'm no longer hiding my shadow self, ashamed of my shadow self, ashamed of those parts of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to like show up more authentically. And it's so crazy because like a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is a lot of the stuff like I used to do when I was younger. Like my early years of high school, like junior high school, I used to do yoga. I used to want to do yoga for God knows why. I used to want to garden. Guys, I used to be gardening in my backyard, or at least want to. I used to read, not like self-help books, but I used to read more like regularized books, novels and shit. And I always made music, feel me? I used to do YouTube too. I used to have a music channel. Like a lot of things I used to do back then, I'm now being like I used to play outside and shit like that. Feel me? Like now I'm really like coming back to myself. That's really what I feel like healing is. Coming back to yourself. Before all the shit happened, before you started making mountains out of molehills, before you started getting traumatized, before you started getting heartbroken, before you started meeting people and gauging yourself according to like how other people see you or how other people see themselves, before you started interacting with people in school and showing up a certain way because this is what the norms were, healing is coming back to yourself. That's what the fuck it is. Yeah. Putting the pieces back together, baby. Come on. Essentially, this is gonna be my last takes. Healing isn't a solve all. It's not a magic wand. It's really just a process. It's a journey. It's long lasting. It's hard work. And sometimes it's everything and sometimes it's nothing at all. Sometimes, like, you don't gotta heal every day. I think that's something I'm still trying to learn. I feel like I healed a lot. I did a lot of the groundwork. I spent a lot of time doing the groundwork, really getting down to the nitty gritty, you feel me? And now I just get to live my life. Sometimes I'm gonna be healing a little extra. Some days, man, I'm just out here. Medea. Okay? So, yeah. Anyways, I think this is going to be the end of the video. Maybe apply it to your journey. Maybe it's just like that little reminder you needed to hear. Anyways, thank you guys for holding space for me. If you made it this far in the video, I fucks with you. I fuck with the people who left too, because I get it. Yeah, if you made it this far in the video, I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, can I just say something? I finally started my YouTube video. Whoa, let me slow down. I'm so excited. I finally started my YouTube channel yesterday. I just made the channel and I uploaded my first video. It's called Welcome to the Vibes. If you've seen it already, that's what's up, you feel me? But yeah, that's my introduction video and I'm so fucking excited. Guys, I got 11 subscribers. I'm mad hype. Because you gotta think about it like this. Like, if you walk in the street and 11 like people came up to you and said, I fuck with your videos, you're gonna go back home and be like, Mom, everybody was telling me they fuck with my video. Everybody, right? Because 11 people is a lot of people, you feel me? Or if 11 people say, yeah, I fuck with you enough to subscribe, you feel me? I would have been mad hype. I'd be going home like, yeah, guys, everybody today was telling me they fuck with me. Everybody fuck with me, you feel me? Now let me properly close the video. If you was vibing me to the end of the video, I appreciate you. I fuck with you so much. And hopefully I get to see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we doing something fun. So hopefully we go on a little adventure in the next video. But yeah, see you guys later.